Hey guys, welcome back. This is Genovis again. This is another one of the Pokegirls. This is gonna be number 4, Char 004. Not sure why it's jumping like that, but this is the image we went with, and it's just basically me laying down. I went to a blue pencil because I'm so used to doing some of the blue background drawing on my when I do just anything on traditional paper and pencil. Just some of that non-photo blue. So I went with blue just to have more of a traditional feel as I was doing it. And here you're just seeing me laying some of the basic guidelines down. Again, I wanted to have kind of in my head, kind of how I wanted it in my head, so I was just trying to put it down on paper. So getting some of the basic structure work in. I have her kneeling down, and you'll see in a minute why the hand's going up like that. Kind of had it from paying homage to one of the old episodes where Charmander was holding the leaf above his head and blocking out the rain. So that's kind of what I had in my mind that I wanted to do. So I had my rough blues down, trying to get the structure down, and then I went in with I believe this is the technical pencil, kind of large technical pencil setting, and just making sure I had everything where I wanted it to go structure-wise. Not sure why I went with bandages there, but I figured with a tail on fire, might need bandages. I don't know. Not sure where I come up with that part of it. So this is, I guess, the second go through, kind of making sure I had everything where I wanted it to go and seeing if it even made remote sense of how it was supposed to be. See me play with a couple of different things there on the face and the hair, how I wanted the hair to be. And there I just selected the head and dropped it down a little bit. It just looked too high. I was actually going to go with a little longer neck, kind of a dinosaur feel, but once I had it actually drawn out there, it just really didn't look the way I wanted it to look. And just put in a few little details on the leaves there. And then I made that layer go away, lowered the opacity, new layer, and so lowered the opacity on the old layer. So on the new layer, I'm just kind of drawing on top of it. And you'll see me play around with a couple of different things on the face there and adjusting the eyes. First draw on the eyes, it just really just wasn't what I wanted it to look like. And started laying in some of the pencils for the hair. And this is one of the ones where I did not keep the final pencils. Kind of like you saw on the Venus one with the last one there for a second. You saw it without the darkened pencil lines or inking lines, however you want to say it there with the with the finished work. But on this one, I believe, I go through and make a selection of the lines that I want a certain color, and I make them just a little bit darker than the color I'm planning on coloring them. So there's kind of that feel for an outline, but it also kind of gives the feel that there's not a pencil line there, and it's more just along the lines of that's the color that just goes along with the rest of the drawing. Getting wrist bandages worked in and figuring out the hand work there, figuring out where I wanted it. There you see I have kind of the bandages along there, finishing up the feet. Just making sure everything just kind of makes sense at this point. See, there's where I went through, and you can see how I changed the pencil colors around each color where I was planning on doing it. And then it ended up see, different color for the bandages, the outline for the skin, the outlines for the colors of the entire body, and then I'm just going in and kind of filling up what people call their flat layer, making sure the colors are where I want it to be. Kind of give it a background color there. I played around with that for just a second there. The leaves, same thing. I did the outline color a little bit darker than what I plan on the actual color to be. Then when I color it in, it's that color. And then I can go through and select different sections of it and color it out a little bit darker or lighter as it goes through. And that kind of gives it that almost a cell shading, kind of what I was going through on this particular piece. It's not how it normally works out on some of them, but that's what it just looked better as I was coming through here. So there you can see I'm selecting some of the shading parts, make them a little bit darker where the thing should be darker. And then I'm making them lighter as it goes through on the other side. And there with the hair, you'll see I did different sections for dark and light. And there's the darkened pencils back in and without. And same thing I did with the flame there. I did the different sections, but for some reason, that's one of those things Procreate did lose for me. And I chose the different ones with the leaves and the raindrops coming in. I just made, generic raindrops, and where they hit, that's kind of how I did them. Here's kind of an overview for it. For the flames, all I did was take one of the color reds, duplicate it, and then just blur that one layer. That's what gave it that little bit of a blurred look there at the top. I did do a little bit of a red shadow on the very corner of them, just kind of give it that feel for the flame. But that is it, guys. And that is 004 Char. As always, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.